the sun just rising over my red barn, when sirens shatter the peace, 6 cop cars, guns drawn, surrounding my home over a paint color. I jolted awake, facing Margaret, the HOA Karen tyrant who thinks she owns my land. She called the cops on my grandpa, the sheriff, in a wild power grab. Little did she know she messed with the wrong rancher. Before we dive in, hit that like button to support Gossip Karen. Thanks for being awesome. Picture this. It's 6 hours a.m. on my 5-acre ranch. The sun's just creeping up, casting a golden glow over the rolling pasture. My horses Blaze, Star, and Rusty are grazing under the live oaks. My barn, bright red and standing proud for 50 years, catches the morning light like a postcard. It's the heart of this place, where my grandpa taught me to rope, where my late wife, Emma, used to sketch the sunset. It's home. Then, out of nowhere, sirens. Loud, piercing. I'm jolted out of bed, still in my boxers and a tattered t-shirt, thinking I'm dreaming. Through the window, red and blue lights flash across my land like some overdone 4th of July show. 6 squad cars, a dozen cops, guns drawn, forming a semicircle around my house like I'm running a drug cartel. I throw on jeans, heart pounding, and stumble outside. What in the Sam Hill is going on? I mutter. My first thought is a neighbor's in trouble. Maybe old Henry had a heart attack, or Rose's place got hit by vandals. But no, the cops are staring at me, and behind them, smirking like she's won the lottery, is Margaret Prescott, the Silver Spur Estates HOA president, in a white power suit, blonde bob sharp as a razor, clutching a stack of papers like they're the key to my soul. Mr. Sullivan, Police Chief Rodriguez, says, stepping forward. He looks like he'd rather be fishing. I'm sorry, Ethan. We've got a formal complaint from the HOA about your barn's color. It's not compliant with their aesthetic standards. I blink, hard, like he's speaking in tongues. My barn's color? Chief, I'm 2 miles outside Silver Spur's jurisdiction. I'm not in their HOA. Never was. Margaret struts forward, her heels clicking on my gravel drive. That doesn't matter anymore, she says, her voice all honey and venom. Our new aesthetic influence zone extends 5 miles. That red barn of yours? It's an eyesore, dragging down property values for the whole area. Repaint it, or face $500 daily fines. I laugh. Can't help it. It's absurd. Lady, this barn's been red since my grandpa built it 50 years ago. It's private property. You've got no authority here. Her eyes narrow to slits. She waves her papers like a weapon. You have 30 days to comply, Mr. Sullivan, or we'll seize your land for community benefit. Chief Rodriguez shifts, his boots scuffing the dirt. Margaret's got Councilman Foster backing her. My hands are tied. Ethan, I've got to investigate. That's when I hear Rosa, my neighbor, shouting from her fence line. She's got her phone out, live streaming to God knows how many people. 6 cop cars for a red barn? Y'all, this is insane. 50,000 views already. I lock eyes with Margaret. Her smirk says she thinks she's untouchable. My Texas stubbornness kicks in hard. You just picked the wrong rancher to mess with, ma'am. She scoffs, her coral lipstick clashing with her flush face. You'll regret this, Mr. Sullivan. She spins on her heels, marching back to her white Lexus. The cops start to disperse, looking embarrassed. Rodriguez gives me an apologetic nod before climbing into his car. Rose's still streaming, her voice high with excitement. They're trying to steal his land. Y'all, this is going viral. I head back inside, my mind racing. I bought this ranch 3 years ago because it wasn't in an HOA. The previous owner was clear, no covenants, no restrictions. Just freedom. I triple-checked the paperwork. My land's unincorporated, 2 miles from Silver Spur's fancy, gated community. So it's Margaret's game? I call the county clerk, a no-nonsense woman named Betty who's been at her desk since the Alamo. Ethan, she says, your property's not under any HOA. It's county land, free and clear. Margaret's got no jurisdiction. Thought so, I say. But she's claiming some new aesthetic zone nonsense. Betty snorts. Sounds like Margaret Prescott. She's been terrorizing folks since she took over that HOA. Watch her back. Ethan, she's got friends in high places. I hang up, feeling knot in my gut. This isn't just about a red barn. Something bigger's brewing. I grab my laptop and find an email from the HOA, subject line screaming, "Notice of violation, 30 days to comply or face asset forfeiture." The list is laughable, if it wasn't so infuriating. 1. My barn's red paint decreases property values. 2. My native wildflowers, bluebonnets, and Indian paintbrush are unkempt. 3. My grandfather's wooden fence, hand-built a century ago, is aesthetically unpleasing. 4. My work truck, parked in my own driveway, is improperly stationed. I slam the laptop shut, my hand shaking. Rosa's stream is at 200,000 views now. Comments flooding in. "This is extortion," one says. "Fight back." "Ethan," says another. "I'm ready to, but I need a plan." That afternoon, my grandpa, Sheriff Amos Thompson, pulls up in his sheriff's truck. At 70, he's still a mountain of a man, 6'2", Stetson tilted just right, badge gleaming. "Heard you had company this morning," he says, settling onto my porch with a glass of sweet tea. "What's Margaret Prescott up to now?" I show him the email. His jaw tightens. "This ain't legal. Ethan, she's bluffing, but she's dangerous. Got Councilman Foster in her pocket. Maybe others. You got any cameras?" "Just installed some," I say, pointing to the new setup by the barn. "Figured I'd need evidence." "Good boy," he says, a glint in his eye. "Document everything. She tries anything funny, we'll be ready." That evening, I'm checking the camera feed when I see it. 3 figures in silver spur uniforms, sneaking onto my property at dusk. They're dumping trash, rotten food, old tires, broken glass, right by my front gate. One idiot looks straight at the camera and flips it off, thinking he's tough. I save the footage, grinning. "Y'all just made my day." I call Grandpa, who's already pulling strings at the station. "Send me that video," he says. "We'll ID those clowns. Margaret's playing dirty, but we'll play smarter." The next morning, Rosa stops by, her phone still glued to her hand. "Ethan, you see the stream? 500,000 views. People are losing it over this. They're calling Margaret the HOA Karen." I laugh, but the knot in my stomach's still there. Margaret's not done. I can feel it. She's got money, connections, and a vendetta, and she's not used to losing. That afternoon, I call my old college buddy, David, a property rights lawyer in Austin. "Ethan, this is nuts," he says after I fill him in. "She's got no legal standing. But I dug into foster land development. They've been buying up land around you for a resort project. Your ranch is in their way. Margaret's probably their enforcer." "Figures," I say. "What's my next move?" "Keep gathering evidence," David says. "And watch your back. If they're willing to send cops for a red barn, they'll go dirtier." As I hang up, I hear chainsaws. I run outside, heart pounding. A crew's on my property line, hacking at my 200-year-old live oak, Emma's tree, where we'd sit and dream. The foreman hands me a paper stamped with the HOA's logo. "Orders from Ms. Prescott," he says. "Public safety hazard." I touch the fresh cuts, sap oozing like blood. Emma's voice echoes in my head. "Don't let bullies win, honey." My fists clench. "This stops now," I tell the foreman. He shrugs, but they pack up and leave. That night, I sit on the porch, staring at the oak. Margaret's not just after my barn. She's after my home, my memories, everything I've built. But she doesn't know who she's dealing with. Grandpa's got my back. Rosa's got the internet. And I've got a stubborn streak wider than the Rio Grande. The morning after the cop show, my ranch is quiet again. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that makes the hairs on your neck stand up. My horses Blaze, Star, and Rusty are grazing, but even they seem on edge, like they sense trouble brewing. I'm out checking the damage to Emma's oak tree, the one Margaret's crew hacked at, when I hear tires crunching on my gravel drive. My heart skips. Not again. It's not cops this time. It's a black van with silver spur code enforcement in bold letters. 3 guys in polo shirts climb out, one holding a clipboard, another with a camera. Behind them, Margaret's white Lexus glides up, and she steps out, her blonde bob gleaming like a helmet. She's got that same smirk, like she's already won. "Mr. Sullivan," she says, her voice sharp as barbed wire. Your violations are mounting, $2,000 a day in fines until you repaint that barn, mow those weeds, and tear down that ugly fence. I cross my arms, leaning against the oak. Margaret, I'm not in your HOA. My land's unincorporated. You got no power here. She waves her clipboard like it's a royal decree. Our expanded regulations cover all properties within 5 miles. You're a blight on our community. Comply, or we'll escalate. Escalate. I laugh, but it's cold. You already sent a SWAT team over red paint. What's next to tank? Her eyes flash, and she steps closer, her perfume choking the air. Don't test me, Ethan. I've taken down bigger men than you. You'll lose this ranch. Rose is across the fence. Phone up, streaming. She's threatening him, y'all. 300,000 views and climbing. The code enforcement guys start snapping photos of my barn, my fence, even my truck. One tries to step on my property, but I block him. Private land. No warrant. No entry. Margaret snaps her fingers. Inspect the perimeter. We'll find violations. They scurry off, but I notice her assistant, Rebecca, in a Lexus, typing furiously on her phone. Our eyes meet for a split second. She looks scared, her hands trembling. Something's off. As Margaret's crew leaves, I call Grandpa Amos. He's at the sheriff's station, already digging into the trash dumping incident for my cameras. Got an ID on one of those punks, he says. Lowlife named Jimmy. Works for Silver Spur's maintenance crew. We'll bring him in. Good, I say. Margaret's claiming some 5-mile rule now. Says she'll take my land. Grandpa's voice hardens. She's got no legal standing. Ethan. But she's got Councilman Foster pulling strings. I'm checking into him. Keep those cameras rolling. That night, my phone buzzes with another HOA email. Notice of escalated violations. $2,000 daily fines. Same nonsense. Barn, wildflowers, fence, truck. But there's a new line. Failure to comply within 15 days may result in property seizure for community development. My stomach drops. Seizure? This isn't just bullying. It's extortion. Rosa's stream hits 500,000 views by morning. Comments pour in. This is illegal. Fight her. Ethan. HOA Karen's gotta go. I'm fired up, but worried. Margaret's playing a bigger game. I call David, my lawyer buddy. Ethan, this is harassment, he says. I looked into foster land development. They're buying up land for a resort. Your ranch is prime real estate. Margaret's their attack dog, forcing owners out with fake violations. Figures, I say. What do we do? Document everything, David says. I'm drafting a cease and desist. But watch out. They're desperate. That afternoon, I'm fixing a gate when I hear chainsaws again. I sprint to the property line. Another crew's hacking at Emma's oak, branches falling like tears. Stop, I shout, waving them off. The foreman hands me a paper, another fake HOA order. Public safety, he mumbles, avoiding my eyes. I'm shaking, touching the fresh cuts. Emma's voice echoes, stand tall, honey. I snap photos, save them with the camera footage. This tree's not just wood, it's my history. My wife's memory. Margaret's crossed the line. That evening, Grandpa stops by, his Stetson low. Jimmy cracked, he says. Admitted Margaret paid him to dump that trash. Says she's got a list of problem properties to target. Yours is number 1. Why me? I ask, handing him a beer. Your land's in the way of Foster's Resort, he says. They've been pressuring owners to sell cheap. Margaret's their muscle. I nod, my jaw tight. She's not getting my ranch. Grandpa claps my shoulder. That's my boy. We'll fight smart. Keep those cameras on. The next morning, I wake to a new nightmare. My mailbox is stuffed with a pink flyer, Margaret's signature color. Emergency HOA meeting addressing community safety threats. It calls my barn a hazard and hints at action against non-compliant owners. I'm not even in their HOA, but she's painting me as the villain. Rose is at my gate, waving her phone. This flyer's everywhere. Ethan, her meeting's tomorrow. Streams at 700,000 views. People are pissed. I call David, who's furious. She's slandering you, he says. I'm adding defamation to the cease and desist. Send me that flyer. I'm about to head inside when I see a figure by my barn, half hidden in the dusk. It's Rebecca, Margaret's assistant, looking like a spooked deer. She glances around, then slips a note under my gate and bolts. I grab it. Meet me at the old church, midnight. Alone. I have proof. My heart races. Proof? Of what? I tell Grandpa, who's skeptical. Could be a trap. Ethan. But if she's turning on Margaret, she's a game changer. I'll be nearby, just in case. Midnight finds me behind the old church, the Texas moon casting long shadows. Rebecca steps out, clutching a flash drive like it's a grenade. I can't do this anymore, she whispers, her voice shaking. Margaret's a monster. She's breaking laws, stealing money, ruining lives. This drive has everything: emails, videos, bank records. I take it, my hand steady despite the adrenaline. Why now, Rebecca? Her eyes fill with tears. She threatened my family. Said if I didn't help her take your land, she'd make sure my sister lost her job. I've been her assistant for 2 years. I've seen too much. I nod, believing her. You're doing the right thing. We'll protect you. She shakes her head. You don't know how deep this goes. Margaret's got Foster, city officials, even cops in her pocket. Be careful. I drive home, the flash drive burning a hole in my pocket. I plug it into my laptop, and it's a gold mine. Emails between Margaret and Foster, planning to force me out for pennies. Bank statements showing $150,000 siphoned from HOA funds, luxury trips, designer clothes, all while raising dues. A video of Margaret laughing about a neighbor she bankrupted. Weak ones fall. That's how I win. I'm sick to my stomach, but I save everything. This is dynamite. I call David, who's floored. This is enough to bury her. Ethan, fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. We need to move fast. The next day, I'm prepping for the HOA meeting when my phone pings. A text from an unknown number. Drop it, or your barn burns. Attached is a photo of David's car. Windshield smashed, him slumped inside. My blood runs cold. I call him, heart pounding. Ethan, he croaks. I am okay. Got run off the road. They send a message. Back off. But I found something big. Margaret's presidency? It's fake. Her election was rigged 2 years ago. I grip the phone. They're playing dirty. David, we're playing smarter. Grandpa's already in my place. Deputies on standby. We've got you back, he says. Margaret's going down, but she's dangerous. Stay sharp. Rosa Stream hits 1 million views as the HOA meeting looms. The town's buzzing, and I've got Rebecca's drive, Grandpa's badge, and a fire in my gut. Margaret thinks she's the law. She's about to learn what Texas justice feels like. The day of the HOA meeting dawns hot and heavy, the Texas sun baking my ranch like a skillet. My horses Blaze, Star, and Rusty are restless, picking up on my tension. I'm pacing the porch, Rebecca's flash drive in my pocket, its contents seared into my brain. Emails, videos, bank records, proof that Margaret's not just a bully, she's a criminal. Embezzling HOA funds, rigging her presidency, plotting with Councilman Foster to steal land for a resort. And now, after running my friend David off the road, she's threatening to burn my barn. My blood's boiling, but I'm keeping it together. Grandpa Amos taught me to fight smart, not just hard. Rosa's live stream is at 1 million views. The internet ablaze with HOA Karen hashtags. Comments flood in. Take her down. Ethan, protect that red barn. I'm ready, but nervous. Margaret's got connections. Cops, councilmen, maybe judges. And that text, drop it, or your barn burns, sits heavy in my gut. Grandpa pulls up in a sheriff's truck, his Stetson low, badge gleaming. Got the footage from your cameras, he says, climbing onto the porch. Jimmy's singing like a canary. Says Margaret paid him and 2 others to dump that trash. Gave him $500 each. Promised more if they kept quiet. Will he testify? I ask, handing him a coffee. If we protect his family, Grandpa says. He's scared. Says Margaret's got dirt on half the town. Keeps files. Uses him to twist arms. I nod, thinking of Rebecca's fear at the church. She's got Rebecca's sister in her crosshairs. That's why she turned. Grandpa's eyes narrow. We need Rebecca safe. If she's got evidence, she's a target. I show him the flash drive's contents on my laptop. His jaw tightens at Margaret's video, her cold laugh as she brags about bankrupting a neighbor. Week one's fall, she says, smirking. That's how I build my empire. That's enough to lock her up, Grandpa says. Fraud, extortion, conspiracy. But we need to play this right. She's got friend in high places. I call David, who's recovering in the hospital, his jaw wired shut. Ethan, he croaks. I'm with you. That drives a gold mine. Margaret's presidency expired 2 years ago. She faked ballots, intimidated voters. Every fine, every rule since then? Illegal. What's our move? I ask. Hit her at the meeting, he says. Show the evidence. Get the residents on your side. I'm sending Sarah Stone, a private investigator. She'll help. Sarah arrives that afternoon. A no-nonsense woman with sharp eyes and a laptop full of tricks. She reviews the drive, nodding. This is damning. Emails to Foster, bank transfers, even audio of her bribing a city clerk. We've got her. But she's got cops, I say. And that text about burning my barn. Sarah's unfazed. We'll wire you for the meeting. Record everything. If she threatens you in public, she's done. The Silver Spur clubhouse is packed. A sea of angry faces. Margaret stands at the podium, her pink suit screaming authority, her gavel banging like she's judge and jury. Carl, her nervous sidekick, fidgets beside her, clutching a clipboard. Rebecca's in the corner, typing on her tablet, avoiding eye contact. Rosa's in the back, streaming live, her phone steady. Y'all, this is it, she whispers. 1.2 million views. Margaret starts with her usual spiel. Silver Spur deserves beauty, order, progress. But some residents, non-members like Ethan Sullivan, threaten our community with their defiance. His red barn, his weeds, his junkie truck, they're lowering your property values. The crowd murmurs. Some nod, brainwashed by her charm. Others scowl, smelling her lies. I stand, heart pounding, wired up by Sarah. I'd like to address the board. Margaret's eyes flash. You're not a member, Mr. Sullivan. Sit down. I smile, slow and steady. Maybe not, but your residents deserve to know their president's a fraud. The room gasps. I plug my laptop into the projector, and Rebecca's footage lights up the wall. Margaret's voice fills the air, cold and smug. Week one's fall. That's how I win. Emails flash next. Her and Foster plotting to seize my land for pennies. Bank statements show $150,000 funneled to her personal account. The crowd erupts, shouting, demanding answers. Margaret's face goes white, then red. This is fake, she screams, slamming her gavel. He's slandering me. Rosa's stream spikes, 2 million views. Comments explode. She's a crook. Jail her. Mr. Harris, the retired farmer, stands. Margaret, you sent goons to cut Ethan's tree. You sent cops to his house. Explain that. Mrs. Carter, with her purple mailbox, chimes in. And why's the HOA budget always short, but you've got a new Lexus every year? Carl tries to speak, stammering about procedures, but someone yells, sit down. Carl. The room laughs, and he shrinks. Margaret's losing control, her bob bouncing as she points at me. You'll pay for this. Sullivan, I am a law here. I cross my arms. Not according to county records. Your presidency's fake. You rigged the election 2 years ago. The crowd roars. Rebecca, still in the corner, looks up, her face pale but resolute. She types faster, and I catch a glimpse of her screen, a text to someone. It's done, it says. Before I can process it, the clubhouse lights flicker. 3 black SUVs pull into the lot. Margaret grabs her purse, shouting, meeting adjourned. She bolts for the exit, Carl scrambling after her. I check my phone. My security app's going wild. Cameras at the ranch show movement. Shadowy figures near the barn, carrying what look like gas cans. My heart stops. They're my place. I whisper to Sarah. She grabs her keys. Go. I'll handle the crowd. I sprint to my truck, calling Grandpa. They're at the ranch. Gas cans. It's happening. I'm on it, he says. Deputies are rolling. Stay safe. Ethan. I break every speed limit. The Texas night blurring past. The smell of smoke hits me before I see it, an orange glow lighting up the sky. My barn. My grandfather's barn. 50 years of history, burning like a torch. Sparks fly up, a hellish dance. I slam the brakes, skidding on gravel, and jump out, the heat hitting me like a wall. Then I hear it. A scream. High, desperate, female. From inside the barn. Help! Somebody! Without thinking, I grab a horse blanket from my truck, douse it with water from the trough, and wrap it around me. The heat's unbearable, like walking into an oven. Smoke stings my eyes, burns my lungs. I push through, following the cries. It's Rebecca, tied to a beam, her clothes singed, her face streaked with soot and terror. Ethan, she gasps, coughing. She knew I turned. I cut her free with my pocket knife, hands slipping with sweat. The roof groans above us. Moo! I yell, half dragging her out as a beam crashes behind us, flames roaring. We collapse on the grass, gasping, coughing. Margaret, Rebecca chokes out. She ordered this. Wanted me gone. Wanted you broken. Rosa pulls up, still streaming, tears on her face. Y'all, they try to kill her. 2.5 million views. Paramedics arrive, giving Rebecca oxygen. My phone buzzes, a video message from an unknown number. Margaret's face fills the screen, her bob disheveled, her eyes wild. This is your warning, Sullivan. Sell to Foster, where you lose more than a barn. The camera shifts, showing a man in the background, loading a rifle. Her laugh, sharp, unhinged, cuts off as the video ends. I show it to Grandpa, who's arrived with deputies. His face hardens. That's a threat. We're bringing her in. But the deputies look uneasy. One mutters, she's got people in the department. This won't stick. Rebecca, wrapped in a blanket, grabs my arm. I have more evidence. On my phone, videos of her planning this. She thought I was loyal. I nod, helping her to the ambulance. You're safe now. We'll end this. Rosa's stream hits 3 million. The town's awake, furious. Margaret's empire is cracking, but she's not done. She's desperate, dangerous, and I'm ready to fight fire with fire. The night my barn burned leaves a scar on my soul. The smell of smoke lingers in my clothes, my hair, my dreams. Rebecca's safe in the hospital. Her burns minor, but her courage massive. She risked everything to expose Margaret Prescott, the HOA tyrant who's been after my ranch. My horses, Blaze, Star, and Rusty, are spooked but unharmed, stabled at Rosa's place for now. Grandpa Amos, Sheriff Thompson, is on the warpath, his deputies combing the county for Margaret's hired thugs. But her video threat, sell or lose more than a barn, with that rifle in the background, plays on loop in my head. She's not just dangerous. She's unhinged. Rosa's live stream is at 4 million views, the internet screaming for justice. HOA Karen trends nationwide, with memes of Margaret's bob and pink suit flooding X. But I'm not celebrating. My barn's a pile of ash. Emma's oak is scarred, and Margaret's still free, her connections shielding her like armor. I'm sitting on my porch, staring at the ruins, when Sarah Stone, the private investigator, pulls up. Ethan, she says, her eyes sharp. We've got enough to bury Margaret. Rebecca's drive, her phone recordings, Jimmy's confession. But we need to draw her out. Make her confess in front of witnesses. How? I ask, my voice rough from smoke and anger. A trap, Sarah says. Pretend you're selling. Get her and Foster in a room. We'll wire you. Record everything. If she admits to the arson, the extortion, we've got her. I nod slow. Risky. She's got cops in her pocket. Maybe judges. Sarah's unfazed. That's why we go public. Rosa's stream will be our backup. Millions watching. She can't wiggle out. Grandpa joins us, his Stetson low. I like it. My deputies are clean, but some in the department aren't. We'll keep this tight. Ethan, you up for it? I think of Emma, her voice steady in my memory. Stand tall. Honey. Yeah, I say. Let's end this. We call it Operation Longhorn. David, my lawyer friend, still bruised from his car wreck, helps from his hospital bed. Foster's the key, he says over the phone. He's weaker than Margaret. If he cracks, she's done. Sarah sets up the meet at Foster's office. a glass and steel monstrosity in town. I call Margaret, my voice flat, playing defeated. You win. I'll sell. Just give me a fair price. Her laugh is sharp, triumphant. Smart boy. Tomorrow, 6 hours p.m. Foster's office. Bring the deed. I hang up, my hands shaking. Sarah fits me with a wire, a tiny mic taped under my shirt. Keep her talking, she says. Get her to brag. That's when she'll slip. Rosa's ready, her phone charged, streaming from a park van outside. Rebecca, discharged from the hospital, insists on coming. I need to see her fall, she says, her bandaged hands clenched. Sarah gives her a second wire, just in case. The next evening, I walk into Foster's office, shoulders slumped, playing the broken man. Margaret's there, in a coral blazer, her bob perfect, her smile venomous. Foster, a sweaty man in a cheap suit, sits behind his desk, typing on a laptop. Rebecca is in the corner, pretending to take notes, her wire hidden. Ethan, Margaret purrs, finally seeing reason. Sign the papers, and we'll make this quick. I lean back, slow, buying time. What's the price? Foster glances at Margaret. $3 million, he says. Fair, for 5 acres. I laugh cold. Fair? My land's worth 5. And after you burn my barn, I deserve more. Margaret's eyes narrow. Careful. Sullivan, you're lucky we're offering anything after your defiance. Defiance, I say, leaning forward. You sent cops to my house, cut my tree, burn my barn with Rebecca inside. That's not an HOA. That's a crime syndicate. Foster flinches, but Margaret's unfazed. You have no proof. Sign, or we'll take it for free. I smile slow. No proof? What about your emails? Your bank records? Or the video of you ordering my barn torched? Her face flickers, just for a second. Bluffing, she snaps. Rebecca shifts, her voice soft but firm. It's not a bluff. Margaret, I recorded you. Every word. Margaret spins, her composure cracking. You traitor. I made you. Foster's sweating bullets now. Margaret, calm down. He's got nothing. I keep pushing. Nothing? How about $150,000 in HOA funds you spent on trips to Paris? Or the fake election you ran to stay president? Or your deal with Foster to flip my land for a resort? Margaret's eyes go wild. She leans across the desk, voice low. You think you're clever? I burned your barn to send a message. I'll burn your house next. I am a law in this county, and I decide who stays. Foster jumps up. Margaret, shut up. But she's too far gone, her voice rising. $3.5 million. Ethan, my finder's fee's $1 million. This HOA's my empire, and your ranch is mine. I stand, slow, tipping an imaginary hat. Thanks for the confession, ma'am. You'll have a nice day. Margaret's face twists, purple with rage. You're wired, you bastard. She lunges, clawing at my shirt, but Sarah bursts in, deputies behind her. Hands up. Prescott, one shouts. Foster freezes, hands shaking. Rebecca stands, pulling her wire free, her face fierce. It's over. Margaret. Rosa's van outside streams it all. 5 million views. The internet explodes. But Margaret's not done. As deputies cuff her, she hisses, This isn't over. Sullivan, I'll be back. They haul her out. Foster trailing, already begging for a deal. Sarah claps my shoulder. You did good. Ethan, we got her. I drive home, exhausted but wired. Grandpa's waiting on the porch, a rare smile on his face. Proud of you, son. She's in lockup, but Foster's singing. Says Margaret's got a network. Cops, clerks, even a judge. Will it stick? I ask, sinking into a chair. With Rosa's stream and Rebecca's evidence? Yet, he says, FBI's sniffing around now. The next morning, Rosa's at my gate, grinning. 6 million views. Ethan, they're calling you the Red Barn Rebel. I laugh, but the ruins of my barn sober me. I walk through the ash, finding a charred photo of Emma and me under the oak. My chest tightens. We're not done. Eminencia. That afternoon, Sarah calls. Foster's spilling everything. Margaret's been laundering money through the HOA for years. Your land was just one piece of a bigger puzzle. What's next? I ask. Another HOA meeting, she says. We expose her to the residents. In her reign for good. The meeting's a circus. The clubhouse is packed, residents furious. Rosa streams live, 7 million views. I show the evidence again, Margaret's emails, her rigged election, her arson order. Mr. Harris stands, his voice booming. She's no president. She's a crook. Mrs. Carter waves a pink flyer. She raised our dues for her vacations. We want our money back. Carl, Margaret's lackey, tries to slink out, but someone shouts, "Where you going, Carl?" The room laughs, and he bolts. Rebecca takes the mic. Her voice steady despite her bandages. I was her assistant. She tried to kill me to silence me. But I'm done being scared. The crowd cheers, chanting, "No more Karen." A motion passes to dissolve the current board and hold a real election. Mrs. Albright, the retired schoolteacher, steps up as interim president. "No more fake rules," she says. "No more targeting private land." Rosa's stream hits 8 million. X is flooded with red barn emojis. But I get a call from Grandpa that night. "Ethan, Margaret's out on bail. Someone pulled strings. Stay sharp." I check my cameras, heart pounding. Nothing yet, but I know she's coming. She's desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. I sit on the porch, Emma's photo in my hand, the oak tree looming in the moonlight. Margaret thought she was the law. She's about to learn Texas justice doesn't bend for bullies. The ash from my burned barn still clings to my boots, a reminder of Margaret Prescott's war on my ranch. My horses Blaze, Star, and Rusty are back in their pasture, grazing under the scarred oak that Emma loved. Rebecca's evidence, Rosa's live stream, and Grandpa Amos's badge brought Margaret's empire to its knees. She's out on bail, her HOA presidency exposed as a sham, her crimes trending at 10 million views. But she's not done. I feel it in my bones. She's a cornered snake, and that's when they strike hardest. I'm on my porch, Emma's photo in hand, when Sarah Stone, the private investigator, calls. "Ethan, FBI's moving in." Foster flipped, gave them everything, bank records, bribes, even a ledger of Margaret's dirty deals. "They're raiding her mansion today. Will it stick?" I ask, glancing at the oak. "With Rebecca's recordings and Foster's testimony?" "Ironclad," Sarah says. "But she's desperate. Watch your back." Grandpa pulls up, his sheriff's truck kicking up dust. "Heard about the raid," he says, settling beside me. "My deputies are clean, but Margaret's got a few cops spooked. She's threatening to expose their secrets if she goes down." I nod, my jaw tight. She sent that video. Said I'd lose more than a barn. Showed a guy with a rifle. Grandpa's eyes harden. "We'll patrol your place." She tries anything. We're ready. Rosa stops by, her phone still buzzing. "Ethan, streams at 12 million. People are sending red barn emojis from Japan. You're a legend." I laugh, but it's hollow. My barn's gone. Emma's tree's wounded. Margaret's free, for now. I walk the ranch, checking my cameras. They're live, blinking my only eyes in the dark. That night, my phone pings. A text from an unknown number. "You'll pay." "Sullivan, this isn't over." No video this time, but I know it's her. I forward it to Grandpa and Sarah. The FBI raid hits the news by morning. Margaret's mansion, $2 million of HOA blood money, is swarmed by agents. They haul out boxes, computers, even her designer handbags. Foster's office is next. His cheap suit's no match for federal cuffs. Rosa streams it live, 15 million views. "HOA Karen's done, y'all," she shouts. But Margaret's not in cuffs. She's vanished, her Lexus gone. Grandpa calls. She skipped bail. APB's out, but she's got cash stashed. Could be anywhere. I'm checking my fence line when Rebecca shows up. Her burn's healing, but her eyes haunted. "Ethan, I found something else," she says, handing me a USB. Margaret kept a second set of books. She laundered money for a cartel through Foster's deals. My sister's in hiding now. She's terrified. I plugged the USB in my laptop. It's worse than we thought. Millions funneled through fake HOA projects, wired to offshore accounts. Audio of Margaret bragging, "I own this town." Cops, clerks, judges their mind. Sarah's floored when I show her. This is federal. Cartel ties? She's not just a bully. She's a kingpin. We send the USB to the FBI, but I'm uneasy. Margaret's out there, and she knows Rebecca turned. That evening, my cameras catch movement. 3 figures in masks, spray painting sell or die on my fence. I call Grandpa, but by the time deputies arrive, they're gone. The paint's still wet, a red slash in the moonlight. Rosa's stream hits 20 million. They're threatening him again, she cries. Comments flood in, FBI, do your job. Protect Ethan. The next day, Sarah has a plan. We draw her out. Leak that you're meeting the FBI with more evidence. She'll show. We'll have agents waiting. I hesitate. She's got a rifle. Maybe worse. Grandpa nods. Risky, but we end this now. My boys will be there. You're not alone. We stage the meet at the old church, midnight. Rosa leaks it on her stream, framing it as a secret tip. 25 million views. The trap's set. I'm at the church, heart pounding, wired up. Sarah's in a van with FBI agents. Grandpa's deputies are hidden in the trees. The moon's high, casting shadows. Then I hear it, tires on gravel. Margaret's Lexus rolls up, slow. She steps out, alone, her bob disheveled, a pistol glinting in her hand. Sullivan, she hisses, her voice raw. You ruined me. My empire. My law. I raise my hands, playing scared. Margaret, it's over. FBI's got everything. Turn yourself in. She laughs, unhinged. You think I'm done? I burned your barn. I'll burn you. Foster was weak, but I'm not. This town's mine. She raises the pistol. I brace, but floodlights snap on. FBI, drop the weapon. Agents swarm, guns trained. Grandpa's voice booms. It's over. Prescott. Margaret freezes, her eyes wild. For a second, I think she'll shoot. Then the pistol clatters to the ground, and she's tackled, screaming, I'm the law. You can't touch me. They cuff her, her suit tearing, her bob a mess. Rosa streams it, 30 million views. She's down, y'all. Margaret's booked. Arson, extortion, fraud, cartel ties. Foster's plea deal buries her deeper. The FBI finds her offshore accounts, her bribe ledgers, even a hit list with my name at the top. Her trial's a circus. Her screams of I am the law, mocked across X. She's sentenced to 25 years, her mansion seized, her HOA kingdom dust. The community rallies. We throw a barbecue on my ranch, 1,000 strong, tables where my barn once stood. Old Henry grills brisket. Rosa streams to 40 million, and Grandpa hands out shiners, his Stetson high. We rebuild the barn's foundation, painting it red as a middle finger to Margaret. A sign reads, Freedom Ranch, HOA free forever. Rebecca speaks at the barbecue, her voice strong. I was scared, but Ethan showed me what standing up looks like. This is our home now. Mrs. Albright, the new HOA president, announces reforms, no fake rules, no land grabs. Silver Spur feels alive again. Neighbors laughing, not cowering. I walk to Emma's grave, under her oak, now healing like me. I place bluebonnets by her headstone. We did it. Eminência. Evie Spear. Stood tall. 1. Sarah joins me, her hand in mine. We've grown close, her strength matching mine. You're not alone anymore, she says. I nod, feeling Emma's smile in the breeze. The $750,000 from Margaret's seized assets funds the Texas Freedom Fund, helping HOA victims statewide. Within a year, we save 50 families, turning her dirty money into justice. My ranch becomes a symbol. Farmers markets, woodworking classes for kids, legal aid booths run by Sarah. A year later, Sarah and I marry under Emma's oak, the community cheering. A letter arrives from prison. Margaret's shaky handwriting. I'll be back. We laugh, tossing it into the barbecue pit. It burns to ash, like her threats. Foster, out on parole, shows up at the market with a can of red paint. I was wrong, he says, head bowed. Let me help. I hand him a brush. Earn it, I say. He paints slow, the community watching. Redemption's a long road, but it starts here. Rosa's stream hits 50 million. Her final post a photo of the Red Barn, captioned, Freedom wins. X floods with red hearts. I stand with Sarah, Grandpa, and Rebecca, watching kids play in the pasture. My horses graze, the oak stands tall, and the barn's red as ever. Margaret thought she was the law. She learned Texas justice is bigger, forged by stubborn ranchers, loyal neighbors, and a promise to a woman who taught me to fight. If you're facing your own Margaret, don't stand alone. Find your Rosa, your Rebecca, your grandpa. Together, no bully's too big. Drop a red heart if you believe every barn should be whatever damn color its owner wants. I'm Ethan Sullivan, from a ranch that became a beacon of freedom. Thanks for riding with me.